It's that zesty flow, no shame on the flow. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's that zesty flow.
So in the last class, we were discussing what is called as a break statement, which is a unconditional branching. So we have said unconditional branching in the sense without having any particular condition, you'll be going to execute a few set of instructions, right? So that is the reason why it was called as unconditional branching. So under unconditional branching, we were discussing what is called as a break statement. So on a break statement, we have given a few conclusions. We said that break statement can be used within a switch, right? So why you will be using in a switch? When you are using in a switch, so whichever a block is having a break statement, that particular block will be broken and it will come out of a switch statement, right? So that is what the conclusion uh, we have concluded with respect to last class, right? So in a similar fashion, this particular break statement can be used in a loops, right? If you are using in a for loop, right? So means whichever a loop is holding a that particular break statement, whichever a loop is holding a that particular break statement, that particular loop will be broken. Say for example, if you are talking about a nested loops, right? If a inner loop was holding a break statement, then the only inner loop will be broken and the control will be still in the outer loop only, right? So these are the things which we have concluded in the last class, and we have seen a simple example on this one, right? So what was the output of this particular example? Can anybody ping in a chat box? The last class we have discussed this particular example, and I have shown you, so means I have shown you output and I have a cross verified that particular output with a program also, right? So break label will be used in a case, sir, why break inside a L2? That is my requirement. See, let me tell you once again. Say for example, if I had a normal working of a break, that means if I had a one for loop, so within this particular for loop, I had a one more for loop, right? In this case, if I am using a break statement, that means in a inner for loop, if I was using a break, right, won't it come just out of your inner for loop only? This is your inner for loop, this is complete one is outer for loop. What I'm saying is, in a normal working, if you are just writing a break statement, won't it just come out of a inner for loop only? Yes, but my scenario is not like that. I wanted to come out of a outer for loop also, right? So in that scenario, what I will do is I will specify some labels, right? I will specify this outer for loop as something like a L1. This is outer for loop. This one is L2, which is pointing to inner for loop. Now, if I specify L1, this says that break your L1 block, right? So this might look so simple. Say for example, within this particular L2, you might be having a one more for loop, possible 3 loops. Who said it's not possible? You can have a more than one loop, nested for loops, right? So being in a innermost loop at this particular point, if I feel to come out of outermost loop, that also is possible, right? So it gives you a flexibility, saying that whichever point you want to come out of a program, so from that particular point you can come out of a program, or from that particular point you can come out of a particular loop, can be said like this. Is this clear? What will be output of this particular program? Analyze and tell. If it is confusing, let me remove this particular labels. Now we are discussing normal break statement, not a break with a label. Normal break statement, what will be output of this particular program? Initially value of I will be a 0, so I is less than 3. Does the condition satisfies? Yes, 0 is less than 3. Condition satisfies, it goes here. Okay, so j is equal to 0, j is less than 3. Yes, condition satisfies, it goes here. So initially value of I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. So let me write a comment part. I am taking a value of I is equal to 0 initially. This is a loop with respect to a value of I is equal to 0. Here also this is a loop with respect to value of a j is equal to 0. Right? Now does a I is equal to j? Yes, 0 is equal to 0. So it will do a break. Right? When you say a break, where it will go now? Will it come out of a complete program? Outer loop will be retained. That means this particular inner loop will be broken now. So the
Yes.
control will go to I plus plus.
Hmm.
When it is I plus plus, the value of I now becomes a 1. Right? So 1 will be a less than 3. Condition satisfies. It goes to an inner loop again. So inner loop. Again, will it start from a 0? Yes, inner loop will again start from a 0. Now it will check the value of I is equal to 1. It will check whether 1 is equal to 0. Does a condition satisfies? No. When a condition does not satisfies, it won't go to a break statement. Rather, it prints this particular system.out.println statement. Right? So what will be output in a first case? The value of I and j you are printing. The value of I is equal to 1 and the value of j is equal to 0. So it will be printing 1 followed by 0. Right? Whether first output is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So after printing this, it is still in an inner loop itself. So the value of a j will be incremented. Now it will become a 1. It is going to check what is the value of I. I is a 1. Now the value of a j become a 1. So when it becomes a 1 equal to 1, it will go inside a loop. Break will be executed. Inner loop will be broken. It goes to outer loop. Inner loop has been broken. That means counter has gone now. Right? So outer loop, increment a value, condition satisfies, goes inside. Again, it will be initialized to a 0. So does 2 is equal to 0? Yes, condition satisfies. Condition satisfies? Does not satisfies. 2 is not equal to 0. It will print the value. Right? So j value is a 0. So at the same time, 2 will be printed and 0 will be printed. Right? Here j value will be incremented because condition is not satisfied. It has not seen a break statement. Now 2 will be compared with the 1. Does the condition satisfies? Does not satisfies. So 2 will be printed along with the 1. Right? So j value will be incremented now. Now it will become a 2. Right? So does a 2 is less than 3? Yes, satisfies. 2 is equal to 2 will be checked. So when a 2 equal to 2, break statement will occur. So inner loop will be broken. When an inner loop is broken, outer loop need to be incremented. Now it will be incremented to 3. Will it check? Does the 3 is less than 3? False. When it is false, it won't go to the for loop body itself. So this will be output, whatever you will be seeing on the screen. 1 0 2 0 2 1. This will be the output. Now the thing is, I wanted to go with the labels part. So when I wanted to use a labels, I'll just introduce the outer label as a L1. I will just introduce outer label as a L1 and outer for loop as a L1 and the inner for loop as L2. These are my two labels now, right? So just to cross check what is the scope of these labels first, right? So from where a label has been started and where it is a closing, your outer label has been started here. So when it is started here, it will be closing after this part, after this particular curly brace, right? Your L2 has a started here, so it will be closed here. So this is considered as the block of a L2 and this is considered as the block of a L1, right? So now what I will do is, if I am writing a normal break, it was showing me 102021 as the output. Now I don't want to go with this particular break, rather I want to break L1 only directly, right? Shall we cross check what it will print? Compiled fine without errors. Nothing has been displayed, right? So why? Because initially the value of I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, in the sense it will be compared 0th iteration and 0th iteration. So you are saying a break L1, in the sense it will directly break this particular loop. So you don't have any point where you will be reaching this particular system.out.println statement. Once you say break L1, it has directly come out of this particular loop. So nothing will be printed on the screen, right? So intention of taking the same example and modifying is to just give you a clarity between what is a normal break statement and what is a break followed by the label. Continue. We'll continue, right? Yeah, that itself is a continue. Continue in the sense in a loop, if you want to skip any statement or any iteration, this will be a more sense, right? In a loop, if you want to skip any iteration, then you will be using a continue statement, right? So what is the meaning of a continue statement? Is you will be performing some action in a loop, right? At a particular point of time, you feel that I don't want to perform this action, I just wanted to skip this one. In those scenarios, you will be using a continue statement. Example I'll tell you. If you have taken a loop, say for example int I is equal to 0 and I is less than, say, some 10, right? I plus plus. Within this particular loop, what I will do is I will just write some printf statement, some in system.out.println statement. Right? So what will be the output of this program now? Will it print all the numbers from 0 to 9? Right? So how it will be executing? For every value it will be checking a condition. If a condition is true, then it will go to a loop, it will print that particular number for me. My intention is, yes, I wanted to print all the numbers, but I don't want to print a number 5, right? I wanted to print a numbers from 1 to 9, but I don't want to print a number 5. I just wanted to skip that one, right? So what has to be done is you have to write a small condition, right? If I is equal to 5, continue, right? So what does it means is, when a value of I becomes a 5, you continue. Continue in the sense the rest of our instructions, whichever is there after this particular continue, will not be executed and the control will be transferred to this particular update statement, right? So be clear with this particular modification, because what I'm saying is, once you encounter this particular continue statement, once it encounters this particular continue statement, the rest of our instructions will not be executed and the control will be taken to a update statement. The control will be taken to the update statement. Understood? So how a process will be working now? So initially I will be a 0, I will be checked for a 10. So nothing has been, means this condition will be a false and it will be just a printing a value of I. So this will be repeated. Whenever it is a matching, then you said a continue. So when it encounters a continue, it will go to update part. So 5 will not be printed now. Clear? So this is the same working if it is inside a nested loop, right? So if it is in a nested for loop, so the control will be given to a innermost for loop. That means whichever a loop is holding that particular continue statement, that particular loop's update instruction will be executed. Shall we introduce continue statement to our previous program itself and just cross check what might be the output? This was our previous statement where you have written a break followed by a L1. So let me just remove this particular statement. Rather, break followed by label, I wrote something called as a continue. When break was used, it was a breaking inner loop. When a continue has been used, it is not a breaking inner loop, rather it is just a skipping of this iteration and taking you to a J++. Sir, please repeat continue. Repeat continue. Okay. Continue will just skip that particular iteration. That means once continue has been encountered, the rest of our instructions will not be executed. Control will be directly given to a update part of that particular loop. Right? Initially, the value of I will be a 0. Yes. Condition is satisfied, it will enter inner for loop. So initially with respect to inner for loop, the value of a j is also 0. When both the values are a 0, I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, you are telling to continue. That means the rest of our instructions will not be executed, control will be given to a j++. When a j++ has been executed, now new value of a j will be a 1. Right? So the value of I still remains a 0 and the new value of a j has become a 1. Checking a condition, right, satisfies, it goes to this particular instruction, it is going to check whether 0 is equal to 1. No, continue will not be executed, it will print this particular answer. So what you will be getting in output now? 0 followed by dot 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 followed by 1. 0 and 1 has been printed. J will be incremented. Now it will become a 2. When it becomes a 2, condition satisfies and I is not equal to j. So it will print 0 followed by that particular 2. Inner loop execution has been finished. So I value will be incremented. Now I will become a 1. And I becomes a 1. Again inner loop will be updated. J value is a 0 now. Right? So in this case, condition will be a false. So 1 and 0 both are printed. After printing this one, j value will become a 1. Now I is also 1, j is also 1. You are telling to continue. Continue in the sense j will be updated. So 1 1 will not be printed and a j will be incremented. Right? So 1 and a 2 is not matching, so it will print a system.out.println statement. You will be getting 1 followed by 2. Inner loop finished. Now you will be getting a value as a 2. Right? So again inner loop has been initiated. Comparing 2 is equal to 0. Condition does not satisfy. It print this particular statement. So you will be printed with 2 followed by 0. Then same thing will be repeated. It will print a 2 followed by 1 also. So this is the output which you will be getting. And you wrote a condition saying that whenever there is a common, whenever I value and j value are the same, you skip that particular iteration. Understood the normal working of a continue now? Right? A small modification with respect to continue, you can use a continue followed by a label. Instead of writing a normal continue, if I write here L1, what might be the output? Can you just analyze and post me the output?
Sir, can you repeat the questions?
I have just replaced the previously it was a normal continue, but now I wrote it as a continue followed by L1. What will be a change in the output now? Now, once a condition is satisfied, once I becomes a j, both are the same, control will not be given to a j++, rather a control will be transferred to a I++, because you told to continue from that particular point, this particular point. Update of L1, it will go to update of L1. Most of the people have pasted this particular answer itself. Okay, continue followed by label. Initially the value of I is equal to 0. Initially the value of I is equal to 0 and the value of a j is also 0. Value of a j is also 0. Condition is I is equal to j, right? So does it satisfies now? I is equal to j, satisfied, right? You are saying continue L1, right? When you are saying a continue L1, now j loop will not have any existence, rather your control has been shifted to I++. That means now the value of I became a 1. When you enter an inner for loop after making I is equal to 1, again your j loop will start from a 0. Now whether I and j values are matching, not matching. If not matching, it won't execute a continue statement, rather it print output for you. So what you will be seeing on the output screen now, value of I is equal to 1 and the value of a j will be a 0, right? J will be incremented to 1, right? So when it is a 1, again it is going to check what is the value of I and j, right? So in this case, value of I is a 1 and a j is a 1. Condition is a matching. So when a condition is a matching, will it execute a continue L1? Yes. When it is executing a continue L1, will it go to this particular I++, not to this particular j++, right? So this loop will be again reset and the value of I will be incremented to 2, right? So keeping a value of I is equal to 2, it will again visit your inner loop. It starts from a 0 again. Does a 2 is matching with a 0? No. Not matching means 2 will be printed followed by 0 will be printed. It is incremented and made it as 1. Does a 2 is matching with 1? No. Condition does not satisfies. So it will print a 2 followed by 1. Both the values will be printed. J will be incremented. So now it will become a 2. So will it check? So means it is going to check whether 2 is matching with a 2. When a 2 is matching with a 2, control will be shifted to I++. Now this value will become a 3. When it become a 3, so the condition in the outer for loop will be false. It will come out of a loop and this will be the output which you will be seeing on the screen. A small wind up of points which you have to remember. Can I write instruction something like this? If I is equal to 2, break. Does this particular example is feasible? Can I write a statement something like this? So many questions you should not get, so that is the reason let me write. One second, I'll just post a question as a program itself, so that it will be easy for me to run and show you the output also. I just gave a file name as a test. Yes, can you just post me what might be the output of this particular program? I hope the program is visible on the screen. Will not take much of a time. It is just a conclusion perspective. Hi. Okay. Shall we just quickly run the program and just cross check? What is the error it is showing? what is the error that it is showing? Break, you are writing outside a switch or a loop. Break, you are writing outside a switch or a loop. That means you cannot use a break statement in a conditional statement. That means, is this a control statement? If is a control statement, right? You cannot directly write a break statement in a conditional block, right? In a previous case, first we wrote a for loop. In a for loop, you had a break state. In a for loop, you had a control statements. That is a if, right? If you are directly writing inside a if, then it will show you a error, right? So this was an important conclusion that I wanted to show you. So which are the places where you can use a break statement? I'm telling you, I'm just concluding the things. Which are the places where you can use a break? Is you can use it in a switch, you can use it in a loop. Break statement can be used in a switch, can be used in a loop, cannot be written directly in a control statements. Continue statement. Continue statement. Which places I can write a continue statement? Can I write a continue in a switch statement? Loop is the only place where you can write a continue statement. This is an important conclusion. Keep this one in mind. Don't write a break statement which is not a part of a some loop, right? Break statement either should be a part of a switch statement or it should be a part of a some loop statement, right? If you are just writing a condition and writing a break means that it shows invalid, or it will be saying like a switch is expected or a loop is expected. Hope things are clear. We have discussed a break label, continue label, and a important conclusion with respect to break and a continue. That means where we need to use all those things, right? So this finishes your unconditional branching. So in the next class, so we'll be starting what is called as arrays.